We discovered here recently that there are spiritual practices that keep you stuck. And what I mean by that is that there's this approach to spirituality you can take where it actually acts like an opiate on your system. It numbs you. And maybe you've met people who are just like, oh, everything's love and light, and they're off in la la land, but they have no power in this reality. That they have no presence even. They're just like somewhere else in their imagination. And so, during an event recently, we were working with that old shamanic device of using death as an ally, of contemplating your own mortality. And this is a powerful practice that I frequently do and frequently encourage people to do. But we were just kind of exploring, what would I do if I only had, like, let's say, a year to live? What kind of things would I be up to? And it was really revealing about what's important to me. What was important to the people there? What do they want to be up to in life? What kind of difference did they want to make? And as people were sharing, who they were going to connect with and what they were going to do and where they were going to go and all this kind of stuff, no one said, well, I'm going to do a lot more balancing of my chakras. I'm going to, really handle my limiting beliefs. If I've only got a year left to live, I'm going to like clear out those limiting beliefs. I'm going to, fix my Akashic records. I'm going to even meditate. I mean, people said things like, I'd want to spend time alone in nature. And of course, that's beautiful. We have this desire to connect. But a lot of, like, even for me, some of the common spiritual practices that I do didn't become the priority. And so what do we make of this? When push comes to shove, when time is limited, it was almost like our kind of the default approach to spirituality just got chucked out the window. And as I'm just kind of contemplating what this is, what I realized is that when time is of the essence, when time is short, when you are aware of your own mortality, you want to live all out. Like, you don't want to miss a moment. You want to love fiercely. You want to connect. You want to celebrate life. You want to go and do things and leave a legacy, even if you're quote unquote not ready, even if you don't have the certification, even if, like, all that stuff that we say that gets in our way, that makes us wait for someday. And instead, we're going to go and work on ourselves and do our spiritual practices and all that. When there's no time left, you go and you do it. And there's so many realizations that we had during this event where it's like everyone realized they were ready. That they weren't, there's nothing they need to wait on. There's nothing they lack. That they can go out and find these soul-aligned callings and do them. And so it's like, if you're not living from that place where you're tuned in and tapped into your mission and your purpose, and if you're not like showing up in your life and living all out, well, we don't like not having that. We don't like feeling like I'm not living my purpose. We don't like feeling like I'm not doing the work that I'm here to do. And so rather than feel those things, there's this approach to spirituality where it's like, well, I'm going to go and meditate to hide this feeling. I'm going to go and meditate. I'm going to go and bliss myself out in order to feel better. And so I'll go and I'll do my gratitude journal, and I'll work on some limiting beliefs, and I'll go and meditate and go into the light, and like, I can do all this stuff, and all this stuff can have a use. It can be useful, but the question is it numbing me from that pain of not living my purpose, from that pain of not being aligned with my soul? Is it numbing me from that? Am I using spirituality as an escape, or am I using this to empower me, to wake me up, to help me gain clarity, so that I can then more powerfully, more presently go out and live my purpose? And so really just kind of notice the distinction between those two approaches. Any modality we're talking about, I can use that to empower me, to enhance the work that I'm up to in the world, or I can use it to numb me. And even though I'm quote unquote spiritual, it's really just putting me to sleep. Like spirituality uh, who was it? Was it Nietzsche that said religion is the opiate of the masses? Spirituality is becoming the new opiate of the masses. People don't want to feel vulnerable. They don't want to feel, it's like when you want to do something big and you start to feel overwhelmed and powerless, and well, I'm not sure about that. It's so easy to revert to spirituality and go, okay, yes, I'm love and I'm source and I'm all this stuff. Yeah, I really did something today. I really, meditated today. And so the question ultimately is, are you making the difference that you want to make? Are you touching the lives that you're here to touch? Are you doing your mission? Is that in the forefront of your mind? Are you living it every day? Or are you doing something else? And if you're doing something else, just consider that maybe you've been using spirituality in the wrong way. And what would happen if you got clear on who you are and why you're here and what you're here to do and how you're going to do it, and then used your spirituality to launch you even more fully into that.